Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. My friends, I loathe and despise every single soulless cash grab remake of an animated classic. These things are like the pod people in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, horrid duplicates that suck the life out of the original films and cause them to wither away. I hate this crap with the burning hot rage of a million exploding galaxies packed with TNT, so I consider it a gift whenever one of these worthless, artistically bankrupt pieces of shit bombs, critically or commercially, preferably both. So today I stand before you with a song in my heart, because it looks like Santa has left Doomcock a present in theaters this holiday season. Here's a little-known fact, folks. Every single time that a modern remake of a classic animated film fails, an angel gets his wings. And some lucky angel is gonna get his wings this Christmas, thanks to Lion King Mufasa. Oh, Nelly. This is getting absolutely savaged by mainstream critics who, wonder of wonders, miracle of miracles, are somehow on the same page as yours truly this time around, echoing my opinions about this joyless, bizarre prequel or sequel to The Lion King. Now, I'm aware that this is not a remake, but it's a continuation of a remake of an animated classic, and therefore I consider it essentially the same as a remake, the fruit of the poison tree as it were, and I rejoice that it is getting shit on. Right now, Lion King Mufasa is certified rotten on Rotten Tomatoes with a splat score of 56%, and mind you, this is from critics, not the audience, and critics are generally inclined to shill for Disney, and as a result of all this, the pundits are lowering expectations for the opening weekend box office, but we'll get to that in a minute. For right now, let's look at how critics are viewing Lion King Mufasa as a great movie. For them to poop on. Tom Santilli says, when the tribute to James Earl Jones at the start of the film carries more weight than the film itself, there's a problem. Jeffrey Harris says, to paraphrase a better song from a much better movie, Mufasa fails to find its place on the path unwinding in the great circle of life. Sandra Hall says, despite Jenkins' skill in regulating the pace, this one has a repetitive feel to it. Enough is enough. Kyle Smith of the Wall Street Journal says, with its ho-hum action scenes and lowbrow comedy, Mufasa is as tired as the lion in the movie whose sole ambition is to nap in the sun. Hector Gonzalez says Mufasa the Lion King is quite a sour experience, almost running cold even with its attempts at crafting heartfelt and charming moments, most of which feel like manipulation upon faux emotions. Alex Bentley says, for anyone who may want something more than a version of nostalgia, especially from a visionary director like Jenkins, it serves as nothing more than 2 hours of pretty vistas. And in an article titled, Mufasa Faces Mixed Reviews, Much Lower Box Office Outlook Than Lion King, Forbes cites a few more horrific review quotes. BBC critic Nicholas Barber slammed Mufasa as pointless and a contrived cash-in, calling the film visually monotonous with CGI animated lions even less naturalistic and less characterful than the 2019 Lion King film. IndieWire critic Allison Foreman similarly said the visuals are messy and buckle under the strain of such an untamed narrative, calling the screenplay contrived with poorly justified plot points. Irish Times critic Donald Clark compared it to a nature documentary, stating the film has little character, no visible emotion, just endless show-offy technical competence. In a more positive review, The Hollywood Reporter critic Lovia Gayarki said the lions have more expressive faces, but felt the movie suffers from an overstuffed and clunky narrative. Unquote. Ouchie stingy, folks, or as Harvey is fond of saying, shit on a stick.
One of the main attractions of great cartoon animation is how animals, plants, and even inanimate objects like candlesticks can be imbued with exaggerated expressions and personalities. That's why an animated crab in Little Mermaid can be adorable with big cartoony eyes, whereas a realistic CGI crab is just dead-eyed and creepy. Same thing with lions, dude. Realistic lions don't have human expressions. They just don't. So trying to have them sing and give them the all razzle dazzle just seems bizarre, man, and kind of haunted in an exorcist kind of way. This shit is just unnatural and discomforting to me.
To all of us, Harvey, but even if it did somehow work, which it doesn't in the slightest, I'm sure, I would hate it because we already have a perfect Lion King, the animated one, and it has animated sequels, for God's sakes. We don't need these abominations, as audiences apparently are tumbling to, given how box office projections are being lowered as detailed in the Forbes article. Quote, Mufasa, the Lion King, which serves as both a sequel and a prequel to the 2019 CGI animated The Lion King remake, is facing mixed reviews from critics for some of the same reasons as its predecessor, but looks to perform even worse at the box office, with its opening weekend projections falling short of what The Lion King grossed in its first day. Mufasa, The Lion King, opens in theaters Friday, but critics' reviews have already poured in, leaving the film with a rotten 59% score on Rotten Tomatoes, slightly better than The Lion King 2019, which earned a 51% score. Although, now the Rotten score has dropped even more, as I stated earlier, which can't be making Mickey happy this Christmas. The critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes for Mufasa says the impersonal, photorealistic animation style is ill-suited to tell the film's story, a similar critique to The Lion King, which faced criticism because its animated lions appeared emotionless. Mufasa also has a middling box office outlook and may gross $50 million this weekend against its $200 million budget, Variety and Deadline reported, likely losing the weekend to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in North American theaters, which may gross up to $60 million, unquote.
Go Sonic! That's CGI done right, my friends. Remember back when early images of Sonic got out and fans hated the design? And then what did the filmmakers do? They fixed it. They listened to the audience, and what do you know? With respect, we accept.
That's right, Harvey Cthulhu. Folks, Disney was once a proud bastion of animation, creating classic after classic. Now they're more of a cinematic recycler, breaking great originals down into components and then assembling them in Frankensteinian haphazard bastardizations that will be spoiling these classics for kids for decades to come. If you have kids, grandkids, nieces or nephews, please do them a favor. Keep them away from things like this, and be sure they watch the original classics. Be sure these small moments of childhood wonder are not ruined by spoiling live-action remakes and sequels. Good parents don't leave alien pods by their children's beds. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.